And when you're ready, you can go ahead and find your way to your mat. We'll start in a seated position, whatever that's going to be for you. You can go cross-legged. You can sit with your legs out in front of you. You can sit in a long butterfly. Wherever you feel comfortable, you make that decision for you. Hands can come right to the tops of your legs. You're going to take a big roll of your shoulders as you open up through your chest and let the shoulder blades just slide down and back as you reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. From there, we'll take 4 big deep breaths. Inhale as you breathe in through your nose, filling your body up with air, expanding through the rib cage from side to side and front to back. And then exhale out, you'll let all of that air go. Good. For 3, big inhale. And exhale out, let it go. Good. For 2, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good. And then 1 more big inhale. And exhale out, let everything go. Good. With that last exhale, all you're going to do is reach your arms so they go out to T. You'll take an inhale as you shift over towards the right. I'm going to mirror you, FYI. So if that throws you, do what you need to do. Right hand goes down, left arm reaches up, pressing down into the left hip, opening up through the left side body. You'll exhale as you come up through center, and then inhale, take that same thing over towards the left. Left hand goes down, right arm reaches up, opening up through that right side, pressing down into the right hip. Good. We'll do 1 more each side. Coming up and over, we'll go right hand down, left arm up. Good. And then exhale, take it back through center, and we go left hand down and right arm up. Good. From there, we're going to come all the way back up through center. Take your arms so they come right in front of you. Fingertips point to me. We'll keep the left arm where it's at. Inhale as you open up through the right side, reaching the fingertips back behind you, rotating open through your chest. And then exhale as you come back around through center. Inhale, you'll take that same thing over towards the left. Inhale as you open that left side, reaching the fingertips back. And then exhale, come around through center. Good. We'll do that 2 more times each side, opening up to the right, trying to keep the lower body nice and still, hips anchored into the mat. We'll go over to the left. Inhale. Exhale, bring it all the way back in. 1 more each side. Inhale, open. And then exhale, close. Good. And then last time over to the left, inhale, open. And then exhale, come all the way back around through center. Good. Both arms can go down by your sides. And then from right here, we're going to reach the legs so they go all the way out in front of us. You can open your feet up so they're about mat's distance apart. And then flex your feet, pull your toes to your nose, push the heels forward. You can lift up through your kneecaps just a little bit. Arms reach out in front of you. You're going to take a big inhale as you sit up tall, dropping the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale as you draw in from the belly button. You'll start to roll yourself all the way down to your mat. Good. Your shoulders will come down. Your head will go down. Your arms reach back overhead. Big inhale. And then exhale, you'll lift the arms up right up above your shoulders. Press your hands down towards the tops of your legs. Start to lift up through head, neck, and shoulders. And then like you're pulling back on your toes, you're going to roll yourself all the way up to seated. Sometimes that first roll up takes a couple of tries, and I'll give you some more options on this one. Inhale, you sit up tall. Oh, I forgot. Inhale, round forward through the upper back like I'm pulling on your fingers. Okay, that's going to be the start and stop of each roll up. Inhale as you sit up tall. Good. Exhale as you tuck and roll. You'll draw in from the belly button, bringing yourself all the way down to the mat. If you'd rather take this with your feet flat and your knees bent, you can try that. Shoulders down, head down, arms back. Inhale. Exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down. Sometimes touching the tops of your legs can help you. Roll all the way up. Yeah, good. And then round forward through the upper back. Good. We'll do 2 more like that. If you need a different option, you're just going to go about halfway down. Exhale as you tuck and roll. Good. And you can just go down to a spot that you know you can come up, and you can take it like that every time we do it. Shoulders down, head down, arms back. Inhale. And exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down, nod your chin to your chest, roll yourself all the way up. Good. And then like I'm pulling on your fingertips, round forward through the upper back. 1 more just like that. Inhale as you sit up tall, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Exhale as you tuck and roll. Good. Shoulders go down, head goes down, arms reach back. Inhale as I hit my radiator. Inhale, exhale as you lift your arms, press your hands down. Again, you're going to nod chin to chest as you roll yourself all the way up. And then we take that final spine stretch forward as we reach those fingertips over the toes. Good. From here, you can come up and sit up tall. Hands can come down by your sides. We're going to bend into our knees. Your feet are planted flat on the mat. From there, again, arms are going to reach out in front of you. We'll do pretty much the same thing we just did, but only going halfway back and halfway up. So inhale up at the top. Exhale, you're going to roll back and find a deep curve through your spine. Inhale at about halfway, and then exhale, you're going to come right back up. And you'll keep moving like that. Inhale at the top, exhale, tuck and roll, come back to find that C curve. Inhale, and then exhale, come right back up. Keep moving from there. The pace is going to be up to you. I love a slow, controlled pace. Good. Perfect. Like we've got some special guests here for Pilates today. I love it. Good. Inhale at the top. Exhale, tuck and roll. Good. As you're going back, just check in with your feet, check in with your hips. Do you feel like you have even pressure into both feet? Do you feel like you have even pressure through both hips? Or do you feel like you're kind of swaying over towards the right or the left? Good. Next time that you go halfway down, you're going to hold it right there. Good. And I'll give us a second to meet there. See if you can pull in from the center of your body a little bit more. Think about pulling the bottom of your rib cage towards the top of your hip. So closing that gap just a little bit. From here, we take the right arm. You'll lift the right arm up, bicep by the ear. And then lower it down. Same thing on the left. You'll lift the left arm up and then lower it down. Good. If you need to come up a little bit higher, you come up a little bit higher, lift and lower. Good. Lift and lower. Good. Let's do 3 more. We go on the right and lower and the left. Good. And lower for 2. And 2. Good. 1 more. Lift and lower and then lift and lower. Once your arms come back down, you're going to roll all the way back up to seated. Open up through your knees, bring the soles of your feet together, take a little hinge forward. Good. Yep, just take a second. That gets kind of warm kind of quick. When you're ready, we go right back in. Your feet come back down about hips distance apart. You stay bent into your knees, arms go back out in front of you. We're just going to start with that same movement. Inhale at the top, exhale. You're just going to come back halfway. Just resetting. Inhale and then exhale, you come right back up. That's all. Inhale at the top, exhale, you roll back. Good. Perfect. And just keep going like that. As you're going about halfway back, you're creating that nice deep capital C with your body from tailbone to the crown of the head. Yeah, good, good. Awesome pace, Sandra. Good job. There we go. I'm like, I need to hover my mouse there. Good, Delaney. Yes, good. Good. Perfect. Okay, next time that you roll back halfway, you're holding at that halfway point. Okay, and we're all going to get there at different times. That's okay. Once you find that halfway point, you're holding. You're seeing if you can come deeper into that C curve. Almost think about rounding your upper body up and over your belly button. Okay, crown of your head is reaching kind of like up on a high diagonal because we have that C from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Now from here, we're going to take the right arm. Exhale as you bend into the right elbow. Rotate your chest over towards the right. Inhale as you reach forward. Exhale, the same thing on the left side. You bend that elbow, you pull back, and then inhale, reach forward. And you'll keep moving from there. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, reach forward. Good. Pull back. And then reach forward. We're doing 3 more on each side, pulling back on the right. Good. And then reaching forward and pulling back on the left. Good. If it gets a little bit too shaky, you can come up about 1 inch. Good. And I just love it. Everything. I love it. Good. Awesome. Do 1 more. Pull back. Yeah. Good, Isabel. And then pull back on the other side. Good. Arms reach forward, and then you're going to come all the way up. Soles of the feet can come together. Knees can open out. You can take that little hinge forward. Good. Deep breath. Big inhale. And then exhale. You'll let it go. Good. All right, from here, you're going to take the legs so they go back out in front of you. Okay, open your feet up again so they're mat's distance apart. Flex your feet. Good news is we're just going to roll down. We're not coming back up. Inhale, sit up tall, reach the arms in front of you. Exhale as you take things all the way down to your mat. You'll feel and see the heels sliding closer to you. That's all right. Shoulders down, head down, arms can go back. Big inhale. Think about creating a lot of length, taking up a lot of space, reaching the arms back, reaching the toes out. You're like becoming the longest version of yourself possible. All right, from here, when you're ready, we're just gonna roll things over onto our right side. So I want you to scoot towards like the back edge of your mat so that right hip comes down, and then you'll lay down through the top half of your body as well. We've got a couple of options with how we set up right here. I like to bend my elbow, make a little pillow for my head. You can also reach your arm all the way out. Sometimes that's nice. If you don't like to be all the way down, your alternative is going to be to come right up to your forearm. Okay. So if you need something different, you need to be lifted up a little bit higher. I'm cool with this. Take it right here. Okay. We've got the knees bent. You have your hips stacked, your knees stacked, and your feet stacked. You'll flex your feet. And then we're going to take this top leg, which should be our left leg. You're pushing your left leg out so that your leg is down in line with your hip. Good. With the flexed foot, you're going to inhale as you bend your knee, pulling your knee forward so it comes right in front of your hip. And then exhale as you push your foot back out to straight. Inhale as you bend into your knee, pull things in, and then exhale as you push your foot right back out. And that's all. Inhale, we pull in. Exhale as we push out. Good. Good. As we're moving here, we're trying to keep that left leg working up in line with the hip. Yep. You're going to push the leg out and then bend your knee, pull it in. Good. Good. Good, Hannah. Perfect. While we're moving right here, let's just check in with the bottom side of our body, which is the right side, right? We're staying active through that right side, not collapsing down into our mat. While this could be a super comfortable position in a different scenario, right here, we're thinking about engaging through that bottom side oblique to help us keep the left hip stacked on top of the right. We're staying flexed through that right foot, heavy through the outside of the right leg. Good. Next time that you bend your knee and pull things in, you're going to pause right there. We have a 90-degree bend at the knee. You'll give me an exhale as you open your left knee up, trying to point the knee towards the ceiling, and your foot follows on that same line. Inhale as you bring your left knee back down, right in line with your hip, and then you're going to push that left leg out to straight. You'll inhale, bend your knee, pull it in, pause. Open your leg up, opening up from the hip. Bring it right back down. And then push your leg out. And take your time right here. If you need to make any other adjustments, you're going to make them. I'm going to come up to the forearm just so that I can see you guys a little bit better. Good. And then push out. And you make those two distinct movements. I know it can seem, I'll say easy, but it can seem easy and fun to blend everything together and make it one like quick, swift movement. I want you to be really intentional about the movement. Pause when you need to. Pause when you change the movement through your leg. And open that left leg up like you're opening up a good book. Good. Opening from the hip. Good. We'll do two more just like this with our combination movement. Push out, bend your knee, pull it in. Exhale as you open. Good. Inhale, take it back down. One more. You push your leg out. Good. You're going to bend the knee in. I want you to open your leg about halfway and just pause right there. Yeah. So wherever halfway is for you, it doesn't have to look the same as me. Point your left toes. You're going to keep that knee open on an angle, kick your leg out, and then bend your knee. And that's all. Kick your leg out. Good. And then bend your knee. Now we're probably feeling some things going on through the outside of the left hip. That's normal. If you need a little bit less, you can just close your leg a little bit. Kick out and then bend. So think about kicking out on a diagonal line. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Good. We go for 4 more. Kick and bend. Good for 3. I'm counting Morgan's reps because she's going nice and slow. I love it. Good job, Morgan. For 2 more. Kick. Good. And bend. And then 1 more. We kick out. Good. And then you're going to bend your knee. You flex your foot. You lower your leg so it comes right back down on top of your right. Okay. Take a second. Breathe. Give your hip a little bit of a tap. Okay. I'm gonna make us do 1 more thing right here. Bring your legs together. Okay. I need a second to stall. We're going to lift the bottom half of our legs up. Okay, so the feet lift, the bottom knee still stays connected to the mat. You're going to take a big exhale, press your heels together, open up through that top knee to take a clamshell. Good. Bring the knees back together and then lower the bottom half of your legs all the way down. Okay. We lift up, heels pressing together. You're going to open up, take a clamshell, bring it back down, and then feet lower down. Okay. Lift, open, good, close, and then lower. As you're opening up that top leg, just see what's happening through your hip. Do you feel like your hip is rolling you back? Are you opening all the way up towards the ceiling? Has this become, more of a nap position? It's okay if the answer is yes, but let's just try and push that left hip forward a little bit so it's right on top of your right. Good. We're doing 4 more just like this. If you feel like you can do more and you would like to, you're going to come up to that right forearm and take this same thing from right here. Okay. This is going to create just a touch more challenge. Good. I promise I'm counting. This is 2. We lift that bottom half. You're going to open. Good. Close and then lower everything down. And then give me 1 more. Lift up, open, close, and then everything comes down. Good. Take a second right there. Nice deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale, let it go. And from here, we're going to roll over onto our back and we'll take a figure 4 stretch. If you'd rather come up to a seated position or take your figure 4 some other way, you can do that. Left ankle over the top of the right knee. And you can stay right here. This is a good stretch. If you need to do more, you hug your knees in towards your chest, pulling that right leg towards you. Sometimes that can be a lot. So if you try it and you don't like it, that's all right. Just bring your foot back down. We'll take a big inhale right here, filling everything up with air. Exhale out. You're going to let it all go. Good. And then before we do those same movements on the other side, I want you to take your left foot down so that it's just about in line with your right, feet about hips distance apart. You're pressing down into your heels and then taking your hands so they come down by your sides, rolling the shoulders down and back so you can feel the mat around the back of the shoulder, the tricep, and your hand. And then when you're ready, it's a big exhale. As you start to tuck the tailbone under, you'll roll the hips so they come up into a bridge position. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, you're going to lower all the way back down. Good. Tailbone is the first thing to lift and the last thing to lower. If it were me, I'd do an exhale as you move, an inhale to reset at the top and bottom. Good. Now keep moving from right there. I'm just going to come and check out these bridges. Good. Exhale, lift. Good. Inhale at the top, exhale as you lower. Good. Perfect. Good, Charlene. Good. Yay, these look really good. Perfect. Good. Hannah, you could move your feet in a little bit closer to your butt. Yeah, right there. Good. Perfect. Next time that you press your hips up to bridge, you're going to pause and hold it right there. Okay, again, we're all going to get there at a different point in time, and that's okay. So just pause, squeeze into the glutes, press into the heels, press into the backs of the arms. You're going to inhale as you take that right hip. Right hip is going to drop down a little bit. Left hip pushes up. It's going to feel a little funky. Let it be funky. Exhale, come up through center. Inhale, we do that same thing on the other side. Left hip drops, right hip pushes up. And then we come through center for 4 more. One hip drops, one hip lifts. Good. And then same thing, other side. For 3. And 3. For 2. And 2. Good. One more. Awesome. And then last one. Good. And then with your last one, you'll lower yourself all the way down. Good. Hips come down, and then you can hug the knees into the chest for a second. Take a little rock from side to side, or you can keep your feet down and take a twist. Okay, from here, when you're ready, feet are walking away from your hips, much further out than they were just now. Reach your arms up above your shoulders. Exhale as you press your hands down towards the tops of your legs. You'll peel up through the upper body, roll yourself all the way up to seated. Yeah, it's okay if you need an extra push up there. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. And then exhale, you just take your hands down by your sides, and we're going to swing the legs around so we can do our same side lying exercises on the other side. So easiest way to get set up into this is to scoot back towards the back edge of your mat. The left hip is down this time. You're coming down onto your left side. Okay. As I roll myself off of my mat, we're bent into our knees. The knees are forward of the hips, and you're trying to create a 90-degree angle at the hip, 90-degree angle at the knee. Okay, hip stacked, shoulder stacked. You can bend your knee, reach your arm out, prop up onto your forearm. Whatever you want to do. I'm giving you a lot of options. Take your right hand to your hip and push your right hip down towards your feet so you can lift up a little bit through your left side. And then from here, you're going to extend your right leg out. Flex your foot. Inhale as you bend your knee, pulling the knee forward of your hip. And then exhale, you push your leg so it goes back out. Inhale as you bend into your knee. And then exhale as you push your foot back out. And you keep moving just like that. Inhale, bend. Good. And then exhale, push your foot out. As that knee is coming forward, just take a look at your knee. Is it in line with your hip, or is it dropping down to your bottom leg? Yeah, good, Isabel. Good. Perfect. Yes, and we're maintaining that nice slow pace. Good. Perfect. Exhale, push that foot out. Good. Good. And try to keep your foot in parallel. So if you naturally turn out your foot, your knees, and your hips, get the inside edge of that foot parallel to the edge of your mat or parallel to the ground. Good. Okay, next time that you bend your knee in, you're going to pause right there, keeping the foot flexed. We'll start to add on to this movement. Exhale as you open up the right leg like you're opening up a good book. Inhale, you can pull it right back down, and then exhale, you push your leg so it goes out to straight. You'll inhale, bend your knee. Exhale as you open. Inhale, take it down. And then exhale, push your leg back out to straight. Good. You keep moving just like that. If your brain is playing tricks on you and it is forgetting what comes next, that's okay. Just do what you remember. Do what makes sense. The fun thing about this is there isn't necessarily a right way to move through this exercise, right? I just made it up. I just told you to do it. There is not a right and wrong. Good. Just checking with that top hip. If you feel like it's rolling you back off of your mat, we're going a little bit too far. It doesn't have to be a huge movement for it to be an effective movement, right? Good. Yeah, good. Okay, let's do 3 more just like this. You'll inhale, bend the knee, pull it in. Exhale as you open up. Inhale, take it down. I think I said 4. This will be 3. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, open that top leg. Good. Inhale, take it right back down. And then push your leg back out to straight. We go for 2. Bring it down. Push out. Good. This should be our last one. We bend the knee. You're going to open up about halfway and pause right there once you find that halfway point. Okay, so your knee is opened up at an angle away from your hip, right? You're going to point your toe, and then big exhale as you kick your leg up and out. Inhale as you bend into your knee, bring it right back in. That's all. Exhale, you kick up and out. Inhale as you bend the knee, bring it right back home. Good. Up and out. Inhale, take it right back in. Now take a look at the hip. Is it pulling you backwards? Can you push it forward? Can you push your hip down a little bit so that you're still engaged into your left side obliques? Could you slide your fingertips underneath you? Good. Let's go for 3 more. Kick out and then pull in. Good. For 2. Kick out. Yep. And then bring it in. Good. 1 more. Kick out. Perfect. And then pull it in. You can lower your right leg all the way down. Take a second and breathe. Good. You can give your hip a little bit of a tap. Usually that's pretty helpful. Good. And then when you're ready, we just do a little bit more. This nice, fun combination exercise. If you know that you want to do a little bit more, or you did it on the other side, you can go right into propping up onto the forearm before we even get into it. But, you know, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to do it just yet. Legs are pressing together. We start off by exhaling to lift up through the bottom half of the leg. You press your heels together. You're going to open up through that right leg. Inhale, you take it back down. And then lower the bottom half of the leg. We lift. You're going to open. Good. Close. And then everything comes back down. Lift. Open, close, and then lower. So there's a lot going on right here. As we lift that bottom half of the leg, we're internally rotating a little bit from the hip. We're externally rotating the hip as we open up through that right leg. Good. Yeah. And if you want to be up on the forearm, hey, I'm all about it. Just be mindful that you're not like lounging around, pressing down into that elbow. You're actively pressing up and away from the mat. Think about creating a triangle of space between you and your mats. There's a point right here at the hip. There's a point at the armpit, and then there's a point at the elbow. And I forgot what I was doing for a second. Open and then close. Good. And lower. You're actively pressing away from the mat. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that looks good, Isabel. Good job. Good. Okay, we'll do 3 more. Yeah, for 3. And open. For 2, I know this one can be tough when I'm not doing it because you're like, what is happening? What is this woman making us do? This will be our last one. Lift up through that bottom half. Open the top leg. Bring it back down. And then everything comes back down to the mat. You're going to take a second and then just roll yourself over onto your back. Does not have to be a graceful roll. Sometimes it just feels like we're flailing around on the mat, and that's okay. Left foot stays down, right ankle's going over the top of your left knee. You're taking your figure 4 stretch from right here. Again, this is great. If your hips are super tight, you don't have to go wild with this. If you like the pain of a stretch, sometimes you can hug the knees in towards your chest. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's not so nice. So do what is going to work for you. Take a big inhale as you fill everything up with air. Exhale out, you're going to let it all go. And then when you're ready, uncross your right ankle. Again, we're going to do some bridging. We're just changing up our foot positioning. Feet reach out towards the edges of your mat. So feet wider than your hips. You're going to turn your toes slightly out, your heels slightly in. Okay. And that's going to open up your knees, open up your hips just a little bit more. Hands go back down by your sides. You're rolling the shoulders down and back. And then when you're ready, it's an exhale. You press down into the heels. You start to tuck the tailbone. You lift the hips. You come on up into that bridge. Inhale at the top and then exhale as you lower all the way back down. And you keep going like that. I'll say right out of the gate, if you don't like this foot position, you can come back into the first foot position that we did with the feet in parallel. Good. Well, it's good for us to be in different foot positioning and different body positioning. Sometimes it just isn't the most comfortable, and that's okay. Good. Yep, good job. Press down into the heels. There you go. Good. If you feel like you can do a little bit more, you're going to keep moving through the legs. Just reach your arms up above your shoulders and hold them right there. Reaching the arms up takes away points of contact with the mat. So it might feel a little bit more wobbly. That's okay. If you try it and you don't like it, bring your arms right back down. Next time that you press your hips up to the top of that bridge, I want you to hold it right there. Yeah, just hold and breathe. See if you can tuck the tailbone under a little bit more. Think about bringing the rib cage and the hips in the same line with each other. From here, press down into those heels. We take 10 little and slow pulses. We get to move at my pace. Inhale as you lower the hips about an inch. Exhale as you press the hips back up about an inch. We go for 9. It's a lower. And then a lift for 8. Good. For 7. For 6. Good. For 5. Good, Charlene. Good. For 4. Yes. Good, Delaney. Yes. For 3. Beautiful. 2. And then 1 more. Good. Good. And then hips can come all the way down to your mat. You can keep the feet nice and wide. Arms can come down as well. We'll just inhale as we drop both knees over towards the left. Let the right hip lift. Right shoulder stays anchored down. Exhale as the knees come up through center, and then inhale, drop them on over towards the right. Left hip lifts. Left shoulder stays anchored to the mat. Good. Inhale and then exhale. Take things back up through center. Again, you're going to walk your feet away from you, creating some space from the knees really to the shoulders. Arms reach up above your shoulders. And again, you're going to press your hands down, tuck your chin to your chest. You're going to roll yourself up. If you need more than one try, that's all right. You come up to seated. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead, reaching the fingertips towards the ceiling, finding length through the back of the body. And then exhale, you're going to take your arms so they come all the way down. Okay, good. From here, we're going to come into a tabletop position. We won't be here super long because I know we did a lot of tabletop stuff on Friday, if you were there. Hands are going to come down to your mat, wrists right underneath the shoulders. I want you to spread out through your fingertips nice and wide. Knees are underneath your hips, and we can start with the tops of the feet pressing down to our mat. Okay. From here, we start kind of with a stretch. You're going to exhale as you curve through your spine, pointing the crown of your head down. Hold that curve through your spine and then reach your hips towards your heels. Exhale as you pull forward. And now you get to inhale, arch into your back. Release that curve, release the tension. Exhale, you press up and away. Think cat-cow, or like you're an angry cat. Hold the curve in your spine. Reach your hips towards your heels. Exhale as you pull forward, and then inhale, release the tension, arching the back, letting the belly button pull down. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, press up and away. Good. Hold the curve, reach the hips back. Pull it forward, and then inhale, release, and arch. What number did I say? I don't know. This is going to be our last one. Press up and away. Reach the hips back. Pull it forward. And then inhale, find that arch into your back. Good. Okay, from here, we come back to tabletop. If you need to come off of the wrist for a moment, you're going to come off of your wrist. I'm going to walk you through 2 different options for this. Okay, so you can stay right here. Here's going to be option 1. You're going to inhale as you keep that nice long neutral spine. Inhale as you bend into your elbows, almost face plant down to the mat. Exhale, press up and away. And then reach your hips towards your heels. Okay, this is option 1. Option 2, you'll walk your knees back, come into a modified plank, pressing the hips forward. You're going to lower, lift, and then press your hips back. I would give you an option 3, but I don't know. If anyone wants to do a push-up on their toes, they can. Option 3 is going to be right up here. You'll lower, oh God, lift and then press back, pull forward, okay? You pick the option that best suits you, and when you're ready, you're just going to go right into that option. I'm going to have you do 10 reps, okay? If 10 feels like too many for you today, that's all right. You do as many as you want to, okay? I'll start counting right now, but I'll count in my head, so it's a little bit less daunting. Good. Yes, and you just move at a pace that's going to be comfortable for you. Yeah, good. Perfect. Elbows can go out a little bit wider. Elbows can pin straight back, so they're more of a tricep focused push-up. Good. Yes. Good. That was awesome. Morgan, good. Perfect. Oh my gosh. And Anna, you both are so good at push-ups. I love it. I love it. She is rocking it with this class. Good. Yes, I love it. Okay, this is probably 2. And someone out there is going to be like, I did 20 push-ups. Your counting was way off. Last one, lower, lift, and then you're going to reach hips back to heels. And you can reach your hips back, hold it there, find your child's pose, open the knees up a little bit wider than your hips, letting your chest and your belly just kind of fall down towards the mat. Take a big inhale, fill everything up with air. Exhale out, you're going to let it all go. Good. Okay. Now from here, we are going to come all the way down onto the front of our body. Anna, you get to stay in a tabletop position. Aren't you lucky? I'll give you an option once we get through this. You're going to lower all the way down. Okay. Hands are going to come just under your shoulders, feet open out wider than your hips. Forearms a little bit wider than the rest of your body. You're going to take an inhale as you start to lift your chest, lift your gaze. Maybe you come up a little bit higher, lifting the elbows in the front of the hips. And then exhale, you're going to lower all the way back down. Okay. And you'll keep moving like that. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, lower down. Okay. Now, Anna, what you get to do is just a cat-cow. And you're going to hang out right here. Inhale as you arch. And then exhale as you press up and away. Just kind of moving through that. And if you get bored of that, you can do this instead. Reach one arm out. And then the other. Good. Or you can child's pose too. Good. Okay, for everyone working in that back extension, we're doing 2 more right here. You can inhale, lift up and away. Maybe you lift the front of the hips. Maybe you lift the elbows. Exhale, come all the way down. We'll do 1 more. Lift up and away. And then lower back down. Good. And then once you come all the way down, you can keep the legs right where they're at. We're going to move the hands so that they come back by our hips, and you'll drop your chest and drop your forehead to the mat. And I'll whisper to you in the microphone. Palms are flipping up towards the ceiling, and all you're going to do is exhale, press your hands up, squeeze the backs of the shoulder blades together. Inhale as you lower the arms right back down. That's all it is. Press up and then lower down. And Anna, you can go like this, hinge forward, press your hands back, and then pull it forward, or even come up right here and just do this. A little chest expansion action. Yeah, good. And it's not going to be a huge movement, right? We're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together without popping our chest forward into the mat. Good. If you feel like you can do a little bit more as you press the hands back, you can lift the chest, lift your gaze. It's probably not going to be huge, but you can do it. Good. Good. Yeah. Good job, Megan. Let's do 4 more like this. Press up and back. And then lower for 3. Good. For 2. Yeah. Yeah. And then 1 more. Good. Everything comes in. You're going to move your hands so they come back underneath your shoulders. Press yourself all the way up and then reach your hips back towards your heels, finding your child's pose. Good. You can press down into the heels of your hands, getting a little bit of traction from underneath the armpits. Think about elongating and finding space from your armpit to your elbow. Yeah, kind of a weird thought, but good. Inhale right here. Exhale out. You're going to let it all go. Awesome. Okay. And then from here, when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself up into a kneeling position. I will give you a couple of options though. If you don't like to be kneeling, or if you're on like hardwood or tile, if your mat is on like a really hard surface, I'll give you an alternative. You can be high kneeling, you can be low kneeling, you can sit all the way down and go cross-legged. If you have a chair somewhere around, you can also sit down on a chair and take the same thing from here. I thought it would be super fun to do like a little weightless arm series just to wrap us up. And everyone that like knows what that means is probably not super happy, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay. If you're whatever position you're in, we're going to find our neutral spine. So I'll flip to the side so we can see. Do you see how my back is arching right here and my pelvis is tipping forward? I want you to come out of that arched back, pushing the hips slightly forward, bringing the front of your hips in line with the bottom of your rib cage. Okay. That is your neutral spine. You've got a little squeeze into your glutes. So you can feel the front of the body engaging. You're bringing your elbows so they come in by your sides. Palms are flipping up towards the ceiling, and I'll flip this way so you can see. On your inhale, all you do is reach the arms out. Exhale, all we do is pull the arms back in. That's it. We start off nice and simple. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach. Good. Exhale, bring it in. Good. Perfect. And everyone that's like ever been to an arms and abs class with me, we like to start off, nice and fun. And it just gets progressively more fun from there. Good. Next time that you lift your arms up, you're going to pause right here. Soft bend into the elbows. Palms are flipping up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you open your arms. Good. Exhale as you bring them right back together. That's all it is. Inhale, open. And then exhale, bring it back in. Good. We keep that soft bend into the elbow to keep all of that work in the muscle instead of trying to overexert our joints. If you feel this in the elbow, I need you to bend your elbow a little bit more. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale, take it together. Perfect. And then just checking with the rest of your body, especially with a movement like this, we like to kind of move like this as we move the arms. Try not to move anything else. We're just mobilizing the shoulder, keeping everything else stable. Good. All right, let's do 4 more. Open and then close for 3, for 2, and 1 more. Good. With that last one, you're opening your arms so they come back out. We still have a bend into our elbows. It's not a huge one, but soft bend. Palms are still flipping up. You're going to exhale as you tap your fingertips up overhead. Good. And then inhale, you can open your arms right back out. Exhale, we're going to tap the fingertips overhead. Good. Inhale as you open right back out. Perfect. As you lift your arms up, do you feel your shoulders creeping up in towards your ears? Can you keep them down out of your ears? And if you're like, I don't know. I don't know how I can do that. It takes practice, and it's going to take a couple more classes than just one to be able to connect into your lats and to connect into your shoulders and to get them to do what you want them to do. Good. So don't be angry with yourself if it's not perfect right now. That's okay. Good. We're going for 4. For 3. And open. Good. For 2. 1 more. Good. With that last one, your arms come back out. You're going to press your palms forward a little bit straighter through your elbow, just a little bit. From here, we're going to do 10 slow presses forward with the palms, like you're trying to give me 2 high fives. We press forward, pull back for 9, for 8. Good. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keep your arms up. Flip your palms up. 10 presses up. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good. 2, and 1. Arms stay lifted. You're going to flip your palms down towards the ground. We go down or push down 10, 9. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We keep the arms lifted. One more palm rotation. We flip the palms back behind us. Still in our neutral spine. We press the hands back and back. Good. For 8, for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then everything can come down. Good. Good. Okay. Take a couple circles through the shoulders. Okay. Good news is we made it into our cool down. So just keep circling through the shoulders. Keep on breathing. You did it. Your knees are going to stay down. You're going to find your way into your tabletop position, keeping the right hand down. You're going to inhale as you reach up through that left arm, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale as you send the left arm behind the right. You can lower down onto the left shoulder and left ear. Find thread the needle. Yeah, and take your time. If you want to come up out of this and then back down, you can do that. If you're good to stay right here, stay right here. Big inhale. And then exhale, press into the right hand. You're going to open yourself all the way up. And you can come back into that rotation, reaching the left fingertips towards the ceiling. When you're ready, left hand comes down, same thing on the other side. Inhale as you reach up through that right arm, opening up through the chest, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale as you send that right arm behind the left. You can gently lower yourself down onto your right shoulder and right ear. And just hold it right there. Try and release any tension that you're feeling. Unclench your jaw, relax your face. Good. Inhale. And then exhale, you press into the left hand. You're going to bring yourself all the way up, maybe reaching back up through that right arm. Finish up that rotation. Good. Okay, from here, both hands can come down. You're going to walk your hips back towards your heels. You can stay in a low kneeling position, or you can kick the legs out from under you. I'm going to go cross-legged just because that's what I want to do. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to take the right hand down, reach the left arm up, opening up through the left side, finding space from hip to rib cage to armpit, all the way up towards that middle finger. Inhale as you come up through center, and then exhale, we'll take that same side body stretch over towards the left. So left hand stays down, right arm reaches up, and maybe you feel like you've created a little bit more space in your body since we did that first side body stretch. Good. Exhale, we're going to come up through center. Reach both of your arms up overhead. I'm just going to face you guys because it'll make the most sense. You're going to take the left arm, lower the left arm so that it goes down in front of you, reaching fingertips forward. And then we're going to open back and up through the right arm, reaching the right fingertips back behind us. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Inhale, we're going to lift the right arm back up. We come back towards center. Lift the left arm up to meet the right, and then we do that same thing the other way. Right arm stays reaching forward, left arm is going to swoop up, around, and back. Good, and then when you're ready, exhale, everything can come up through center. Good, we can take the hands down by our sides, take any other stretches you feel like you need, and you are all finished with me for the day. We made it through our holiday class. Woohoo!